Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Nordic And Marc podcast. I'm your host, Nordic97, aka at Nordic97 on TikTok and everywhere else. I'm joined with Marcus Antonelli, aka at Marcusi _
Don't forget the underscore
on TikTok. How you doing, Marcus, today?
It's very hot out. I had some Chef Boyardee for lunch and it's not delicious at all. Final day of school, it's over. School's over. I'm done with it and I'm full for hockey. So let's get right into it.
All right, so our first topic involves your favorite team, the Boston Bruins. So Bruins lose against the New York Islanders in round 2 by a series score of 4-2. Just first off, what are your initial thoughts on that before we get into the UFAs and stuff?
I think the Islanders played better than us, and this shows that we need depth scoring. I mean, let's be honest. Don Sweeney, he made a good move to get Taylor Hall, Mike Riley, and what's his face? Lazar. All great guys, right? But it just was not enough. We don't have the guys to do it. We just didn't have them. Nobody showed up in the bottom 6. I have to say it. Nobody showed up. Not even Nick Krejci, not even Jake DeBrusk, who were playing terribly. Everyone just played terribly. And I think this offseason, what the Bruins have to do is go out and get a bottom 6.
Mm-hmm.
As long as the defense, everyone's like, oh, we need competent defensemen. I think the defense is fine when healthy. The defense is okay when they're healthy. I wouldn't mind a piece, don't get me wrong. But focus on the bottom 6. None of them did anything. So, yeah. I mean, here's the thing with Rask, too. I want to get into Tuukka. I'm fine. I'm okay with Tuukka being a backup. Okay, I'm fine with him being a backup as a veteran backup. We could go out and get a veteran backup instead, or we could keep Tuukka as a backup. He's out for 7 to 8 months. What I don't want to do, I thought Carter Hart was going to be nice, and he's the same age as Jeremy Swayman. They brought him into the role too quickly, way too quickly, and that's what I fear with Swayman. So Swayman can sit off to the side and we can develop him, make him better. Vladar, I think, should start at the start of the 2021 season.
Yeah, that looks like what is going to happen. We also heard that the Bruins are not going to let go, are gonna let go of Yaroslav Halak, who
Thank God.
Season. I mean, I like Halak, but just not this season. It just didn't work, and I think he might be done generally in his entire career. So without further ado, we're not going to go through all of the UFAs and the RFAs and all that crap. We'll just go through a couple of the big names. First off, David Krejci. We heard some conversations saying that he does want to stay with Boston, but we've also heard conversations where he is pretty old and he does want to finish his career in the Czech Republic. And, he said he wants some more time. So, Marcus, what are your thoughts on Krejci?
He wants to play in the Czech Republic?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. There's a lot of mixed opinion going around Bruins Nation about David Krejci. Let me be honest. Without David Krejci, the Bruins wouldn't be the Bruins. He's a great second line forward, right? Absolutely. A little inconsistent, all right, but he still does his job. Without Taylor Hall this season, David Krejci would not have been David Krejci at the end of the season. But he's aging.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have anybody else that could step into that role come free agency? He's willing to take a pay cut. Do I want him back for depth and just like second line forward sakes? If you bring back Hall, I took a lot of thought to this. Okay, I thought about it a lot. At first I was okay with letting Krejci go because he was old, but Krejci, the second line's got to stay intact. So I don't want to hear none of this Krejci inconsistent bull crap. Sign him at a discount. Everyone's willing to take discounts. Save up the money. Let's go out and get some free agents who are willing to come here, take a little money. Because I think we have 30 mil? What have you heard?
I can look at cap friendly right now, but if you let all the guys go, you do have a decent amount of money.
I'm just saying this. I do not know. I cannot understand cap friendly. It's just I'm not really. I don't know how cap space and hard cap works.
But yeah, I think Krejci's getting paid $6 million? He said he was willing to.
8 mil.
Okay. The next guy, the next big important person is Taylor Hall. Now, you absolutely want to keep Taylor Hall no matter what.
Yeah.
Probably a lucrative 3-year contract. What do you think?
The guy's 29 years old. He's coming into late years. We need the experience, especially since he's willing to take a pay cut. His girlfriend loves it. He said he loves it. He said he's made the money in the league. Bring him back. He exploded when he came here. It was beautiful. I wanted his jersey. I was like, get me his jersey. He was awesome. It was like watching him play for the Devils. It was beautiful. I wanted him to stay. I was like, get this guy a 5-year. Let's keep him for the rest of his career. I don't care. I want him to finish it here. He was awesome. So, and he wants to be here. The Bruins want him back. It's a match made in heaven. So I think we keep him. There's no other way he's going nowhere else.
Yeah, that's just what I see personally. Nick Krejci, who is an RFA. What are your thoughts on him?
Get him out. Get him out. I'm sorry. Like he did win the 7th player of the award, right? But he did the same thing he did last year. Last year, he was slow. Very slow. He could not keep up with anybody. And if you just watch the games, right? He was 3rd in hitting. His hits, he didn't make his hits count. He didn't move the puck. He didn't forecheck. I didn't see anything out of him. I didn't see any effort. He looked like a fat guy. If you hung a donut over his helmet, he would probably start skating. But he didn't. He sucked. He's fat. Trade him. Everyone's like, oh yeah, he had a decent season. Great. Let's trade him away. He has some value. Goodbye. I don't want you here anymore. I don't want Nick Krejci here anymore. He just fat, and we need speed. We need to have speed. We don't have that on the bottom 6. He's fat. I'm sorry if I'm fat shaming, okay? Being fat is fixable. Go to the gym. Richie should go to the gym and hit the freaking treadmill. He sucks. If you're an athlete, you can't be fat and expect to play at the highest level. Sucks.
Absolutely. Next up, I guess we'll talk about him as well. Sean Corrali. I'm not sure if he's a UFA or RFA. I didn't write that down.
Is this a Bruins episode? Because we can make it a Bruins episode. We'll make this a Bruins episode if you want. Because I can do this all day. I will do this all day.
Going through free agents. We got Corrali, then we got Carlo, Riley, Miller, and then we got Rask. That's it.
All right, this is a Bruins episode. Corrali. I love the Corral leap. I love seeing the Corral leap, but I barely saw the Corral leap this year. And why? Sean Corrali didn't have any assets. He didn't have any guys to his left or right who he could trust. So for me, he is awesome when you give him line mates who can help him. Getting Curtis Lazar, I think, was good for us, but Lazar didn't really do anything. I want to see what he can do still. So I want to keep Sean. I want to. But I mean, if we could get Blake Coleman or Zach Hyman, yeah, I'm not so sure about keeping him at the center position because he does do some damage at the right wing. When we put him on the right wing and Lazar at center, he was laying bodies. The fourth line was doing its job, laying the body. They did what they had to do, but he just didn't show enough in the playoffs. So I want to keep him around, but you have to perform. We're not going to pay you like $2 million, $3 million a year to not do anything. I could go out and do the same thing you could do, and I'd be rich as hell. So that's my thing on Corrali. I want him back.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think I like Corrali a lot. Brandon Carlo's up next. Probably one of those top 4 guys in that blue line.
Wait, is he restricted or is he unrestricted?
Pretty sure he's restricted. Cap Friendly's being a jerk right now and not wanting to load.
They Cap Friendly. I'm not gonna lie. As much as it says it's Cap Friendly, it's confusing for me. So Brandon Carlo. Let's be honest. The guy's big, and we need size. He can move the puck. He's kind of like a discount Victor Hedman, in my opinion. And by discount, I mean like he's like Walmart. The guy, he's good. He's good, right? He does his job. He locks up well. He locked up Barzal, but he's a wee bit injury prone, because like someone as small as Cal Clutterbuck can knock you out like that. That's an issue.
And then there was that Tom Wilson thing that happened during the.
Exactly. He's injury prone. he's susceptible to getting hit and he cannot take it. Well, hockey players can take hits, but there's a point where you get knocked out in your head a lot where you're just like stumbling, and then the guy was stumbling.
Mm-hmm.
He was stumbling on that Cal Clutterbuck hit. I'm just like, oh my God. If he stays injury prone, I don't want to pay him what he could be getting paid if he was healthy. The Bruins can't stay healthy in general. But if Carlo can, beef up a little and grow a pair, knock some guys out, sure. I say keep him because there's no other defenseman we can get. There are free agent defensemen we can get, but keep him around. He's good.
Yeah. Next up is Mike Riley, who was acquired at the deadline. What are your thoughts on Mike Riley? I think he stays because I thought he played well.
Puck moving defenseman. We needed that puck moving. All right. He had some nice assists. He had some dirty shots. He did what no other defenseman was doing at the time. He shot the damn puck. I've seen like McAvoy and Grizzly do the classic Bruins thing where they just keep passing and keep passing. And it was annoying. I'm just like, shoot the damn thing. Shoot it. You have so much room. Mike Riley shot it. And he finds open guys. He has that vision. I like him. The kid is decent size. He's quick. So I want to keep him around. All right. But I'm not sure if keeping him around would be enough size. But I think on the offensive zone, definitely put him on the power play for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Defense is getting smaller in general. So keep him around for sure. He's awesome.
Absolutely. And I'll mention all the other guys after we talk about Rask. But finally, Tuukka Rask. This will probably be the longest Marcus Antonelli rant ever. So, what are your thoughts on signing Tuukka Rask or re-signing Rask?
Oh, geez, I just realized the amount of free agents we have. We're gonna have to spend a lot of money on them. Jeez, that's gonna be wonderful.
You got Frederick, you got Senyshyn, you got Kevin Miller, you got
who aren't?
You got a lot of guys still.
We have to re-sign.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Tuukka.
We'll go through the rest after.
Tuukka.
Conversation.
We had 12 years, Tuukka. 12 years of failure. Nothing but. You won a Vezina. You were pretty good. You were really good. We believed in you many times. Almost too many times. You could say the defense sucked, but sometimes a goalie changes for the best. Sometimes goalie can be great, but maybe it changes for the best. I'm sorry, Rask lovers. You could keep him at a discount and you can make him the backup, but he's got a torn labrum. The guy plays through injuries. The organization trusts him way too much. And he walked out on you in 2020 and he just chokes multiple games. I think we just need to move. We just listen, it's not you. It's me. It's not you, Tuukka. It's us. Okay. We put too much trust in you and you believed in yourself way too much. I can't anymore with Tuukka Rask. I can't. I'm done. I can't. When I just see a shot go at him, I just can't trust it anymore. I just can't trust it that won't go in. That's how I feel. I watch 90% of the Bruins games, in the regular season. Trust me. Me and my father, we sit at this couch and this chair, and we sit and we watch this TV, and we scream, yell, cheer, high five, cry, laugh, love. And the crying part is mostly at Tuukka Rask because there's just been so many instances where I just can't. We need to move on from him. It's not you, it's us. We're getting a divorce. We're divorcing with Tuukka Rask. I mean, yes, he's a great goaltender. He's great. But you just can't finish. You can't finish. Say it's the defense. That's fine. I don't care. You're entitled to your own opinion. But a goalie change is for the best. So this season, let's go out. Maybe get someone like that Allmark dude from the Sabres. Grubauer's on the market too. I don't know. I want an older goalie, not as old as Tuukka, but maybe just a guy who I can just rely on more. I just can't see Rask 40 in a jersey anymore. I can't. So I think we should go out and search the market for a veteran.
You're saying that the Bruins are going to end Tuukka Rask and the Bruins relationship like my past relationship ended. Gotcha. I had to throw it in there. So what I heard was, I mean, we talked about it earlier, but on top of all those signings, they're gonna sign a veteran goalie because, as we heard, Halak's not going. If you think Rask is gone,
Probably not going to happen.
if you re-sign Rask, he will be injured for the beginning of the season, so they can put him on LTIR, and they have some cap space to work with. But yeah, I don't know. So the other free agents that we didn't mention are Andre Kashe, Trent
Bye.
Cameron Hughes, Zach Senyshyn, Greg McKaig, Anton Bild, Stephen Camphor, Wolf, I don't even know who that is, and Callum Booth. So those are the other guys. And no
Okay.
guys in the mains. There's guys down below that are still re-signed too.
The only name I heard in there that I would want to keep is Trent Frederick. Kasha's getting paid $2 million to sit and do nothing. So say goodbye. We don't need you. We don't need any of those guys. None of those guys, I'm sorry, but none of those guys are skill players. The Bruins don't draft skill. They draft grit, and we drafted grit. These guys won't come in and help us right now. I don't want to probably gonna have to re-sign some of them, right? But to keep the young guys flowing. But I mean, the only guy I see is Frederick.
They really want to upgrade that bottom six, and they want to upgrade. They want to get a veteran goalie, as we heard. They also want to upgrade the bottom six. So I think they're going to let a lot of those guys go. Generally.
Absolutely. I think Frederick you keep for sure, because Frederick, he's the best grit out of all of them. Frederick plays with heart. Craig Smith, I assume people who watch this have watched Craig Smith in the second line. That guy, every shift, he plays it like it's his last. He plays every minute shift like it's his last. He goes in there and gives it his all. Trent Frederick, he throws his body at people, throws it at them. He sits in front of the net and he grabs rebounds. He just annoys you. And he freaking fought Ovechkin and Tom Wilson. Did he fight Ovechkin? No, he challenged Ovechkin and then he walked away. He fought Tom Wilson. Nobody just challenges Ovechkin and then fights Tom Wilson like that. No idiot does that. But Trent Frederick is an idiot, and he's good at it. He fought Tom Wilson, and he put up a damn well good fight too. He is the definition of a Boston Bruin, and he's who I want to keep. He's perfect. I want him on the fourth line if we can get him there.
All right, and we'll wrap this Bruins conversation with the Seattle Kraken. Marcus, in your opinion, I know you don't really understand it too much, and we'll talk about this in future episodes, but who do you think is a player that the Bruins should leave out and leave for the Seattle Kraken to take? A lot of people are saying Jake DeBrusk. I've heard some people say Craig Smith, although I don't get that. And
I'm sorry.
And the Bruins obviously don't want to give up Craig Smith, but what are your thoughts?
We keep Craig Smith, obviously. And you keep Jake DeBrusk. You want to know why? Because he's still valuable. Because everyone rides on that 2019 season where he scored 30 goals. Oh, wow. He's valuable still. So you keep him as an asset to give away. So we can get someone who's hopefully better. My opinion is that if we do want to pick up a piece on defense, you get rid of one of the bottom two defenders. And there's Jeremy Lauzon or like Jakub Zaboral, one of these young guys who I just think didn't really cut it out for us. Some people were saying Matt Grzelcyk. I'm like, no. Let Matt Grzelcyk develop. Grzelcyk is a sniper. He shoots the puck. I want him.
The top four is like McAvoy, Grzelcyk, Carlo, and Riley, if Riley re-signs.
Right. Absolutely. So I want to keep those four. I want to keep Kevin Miller, but he's also injury prone, but he still gets at you. So I want to keep him.
Yeah.
Jeremy Lauzon.
Free agent, so.
Jeremy Lauzon, say goodbye.
Yep. So yeah.
We have to put two players on the draft board, right? For them. Is it two or one?
Well, there's gonna be many players exposed, but I mean, if you want to add another one.
Because I don't really, as you said, I don't know how this works. Because I don't know if we're supposed to let two guys go so they can be on the board for this Kraken.
Well,
I don't.
How it works is you can only protect, I think, like I think it's 10 players and a goaltender, so technically 11 players altogether. So like you
Oh.
protect, you can go like 7 skaters, 3 defensemen, 6 skaters, 4 defensemen.
And a
So
goalie.
and a goalie, yes. And they'll probably and I know Swayman and Vladar are exempt.
Swayman's not eligible, actually, from what I've read. Swayman's not eligible. So I would protect Vladdy. Or wait, if Tuukka's a free agent, does that mean he's
I think
protected or
he's exempt too, actually.
what'd you say?
I think Vladar's exempt as well.
All right, so I guess protect Tuukka. You protect all right, if I can protect 10 skaters, I'm doing Bergeron, Marchand, Pastrnak, Smith, Hall, Krejci. Oh, Jesus, this is hard.
In the top 4 in the defense. That's 6 player. That's all the top 6, and then the top 4 defenders. Boom, that's 10 players. But you got like defenders like Miller, and then they got guys in the bottom 6, Jake DeBrusk, Nick Ritchie, those guys. Like it's really interesting.
Yeah, but they have value. That's the thing. They have value, so I want to give them up for like actual pieces. I just don't want these guys to go away. Yeah, but if you lose one of them, whatever. What else we got on board?
So we done with the Bruins now?
Sure. Yes. I don't want to talk about them anymore. I'm done with them.
I'll talk about a couple signings that happened. Nathan Bastian re-signed with the New Jersey Devils for 2 years, $825K, a good bottom 6 forward, maybe even top 6 at times. Jason Spezza, the oldest motherfucker in the entire universe, re-signed with the Toronto Maple Leafs for a year, $750K. He even said that he would take less if he could. So talk about a team player and talking about, taking pay cuts. And I mean, Spezza, like Taylor Hall, has made his money in the league. The Capitals did sign a couple of guys. We're not going to get into them. Kevin Stenlund re-signed with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Actually, it was like an hour ago. 1 year, $1.05 million contract, a good bottom 6 forward. And then we'll end it off before we get into the playoff series. Rod Brindamore of the Carolina Hurricanes re-signed for a 3-year contract as coach. So, just your news around the league. And then I'll throw this in here as well. Marcus Hogberg, pending RFA goalie for the Senators, signed a 4-year contract with the SHL, which made me very sad because I love him. All right.
So you got your water, right?
Yep, I got my water.
This is the worst ravioli I've ever had in my life. This is horrible. Sucks. Don't get Chef Boyardee, kids. Trust me. Just make it yourself. It's delicious.
To the 50 people who watch this podcast, just don't get that, please. All right. So we're moving on from Marcus's little ravioli rant.
Bruins rant.
Bruins webisode. We're going to talk about the Colorado Avalanche next. And look, we know that the Hurricanes and the Jets both got eliminated since our last podcast. We might get into them later, but for the sake of time, because we don't want this podcast to be
an hour,
because we go really in depth with this. We may talk about them next episode if the time is right, but I think just for now we're just going to stick with the two that were very surprising. So the Colorado Avalanche, they lost the series against the Vegas Golden Knights by a score of 4-2. They choked the 2-0 series lead. Just outside everything outside the Mckinnon Rant, the UFAs. What are your thoughts on them choking?
It was not surprising at all because no matter what, no matter who they could have, they choke every single second round matchup. I don't care. They do it all the time. I knew it. I said they will lose in 6 to whoever challenges them. They would lose in 6. And they did. They did. The Avalanche just can't do it. They can't. Their team is stacked. I'm like, I want these guys on my bottom 6. But they can't do it. What is it? How can you not win with McKinnon, Rantanen, and Landeskog? Like, how can you not win with Grubauer, who played phenomenal in the season, by the way? How can you not win with Cale Makar, Ryan Graves, all these other players? How can you not win with the 3, in my opinion, fast, like in average, the 3 fastest players? How can't you win with this team? You just suck. That's it. There's no other way to put it. Just admit that you suck.
Yep. 100%. So, and then we'll go on to the Mckinnon rant. Let me bring up the I had
Definitely had some words. He definitely had some words. I would. What is he? 10 years in the league?
Yep. So he said there's always next year. I feel like we're always talking about next year. I'm going into my 9th year, and this is not me
9
saying
years.
it. I haven't won shit. So he obviously
right.
is really frustrated. And he also said that in his next deal, he's going to take even less of a cap hit for a team-friendly deal. So this guy's the nicest guy in the world, and the Avalanche just keep joking.
He said he'd take a pay cut.
Yeah, another pay cut.
Another. He just figured it out. And this is what the Bruins doing. This is what it's good for their offseason because they have money to get guys. Taking pay cuts will help pay for players. And I'm gonna relate to Tom Brady. Tom Brady took hella pay cuts and he's won 7 Super Bowls, right?
Yeah.
So the Avalanche, you can take all the pay cuts you want and you can have all these players. I just don't know, right? For me and just I don't know how they just lose this badly. Everyone was like, "Oh, it's their year." Nope. I think taking this pay cut sends a message to the league itself. Maybe the Toronto Maple Leafs specifically. You have to take pay cuts and you have to have all 4 lines of offense and all 3 lines of defense on the same page, ready to go. All on the same page, ready to go. No, it just has to be, you have to have 4 lines. You have to be 4 lines deep. That's what Tampa Bay is. Yet they're $17 million over that. At the same time, this should send a message out to the league. If you want to win, spread the money.
Mm-hmm.
Spread the money. Get guys who can help you on that bottom 6. As you saw, teams without bottom 6s can't really win. You can't win with superstars in this league. In the NBA, you can sign a big 3 and just have a dynasty and, LeBron, Chris Bosh and Wade, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love. No. The Avalanche technically have a big 3, right?
Yeah.
It's a big 3. You would say Landeskog, Rantanen, and McKinnon, they're a big 3, right? You can't win with big 3s in the NHL. The Oilers are a perfect example. You don't pay a guy $12 million. Are you stupid? You have no money for anybody else. Hell, you can't even get reliable goaltending. You need money to pay players that will come onto this team and will win and help you. Because you can't put McDavid out there for 60 minutes. You can't put that first line on the Avalanche out there for 60 minutes. Mm-hmm. The Avalanche did have depth, but I just don't know what their issue is. I don't know what their issue is.
Yeah. I mean, if these guys keep taking pay cuts, like, look, they're going to be able to bring in these guys who will help out their top and bottom 6, and they'll become an even more stacked team. So, of course, like, let's say if Landeskog takes a pay cut, let's say if Makar takes a pay cut, let's say if Grubauer takes a pay cut, all these guys take pay cuts, you bring in even more people like Hamilton, Jones, Hyman, Nugent Hopkins. I'm not saying.
Then they're winning it. There's no doubt they're winning it if you just mentioned those 4 guys.
But you know what I mean. So then we'll discuss this as well. I also want to look back at the Tampa Bay Lightning, who had a great regular season in 2019. Got upset by the Blue Jackets. Were really pissed off about it. And look, they won the cup next year. I kind of get those vibes with the Colorado Avalanche. Although they didn't get embarrassed in the first round, I still kind of get those vibes.
Yeah, we get those vibes every year. I've gotten those vibes for the past 5 years. And then this year I finally they're just not going to do it. Trust me, they just need a clutch factor or they just need experience. I don't know what they need because this wasn't the team. And I don't know what you need. Anything else to talk about? Because the Avalanche they got a lot of issues to deal with.
We'll go through some of the free agents. Landeskog is a UFA. He probably stays, correct?
What? Wait, you said he's a free agent?
Yeah, he's a free agent. He's a UFA.
Wait, crap.
Like I said, if Landeskog takes a pay cut, then, you know.
Who said he's going to stay with the Avalanche? No. If the Bruins just let up enough money, you know what I'm saying? No. If the Bruins let up enough money, if we just say screw everybody, we could get Landeskog. Nah, that's a stretch. But still, it's a dream. I might have a dream about it tonight. But still, he's probably going to take a pay cut. You have to take a pay cut. You
Yeah.
want guys on your team, or he's gonna be a D word, and you're just gonna take 10 million, and then your team's just gonna be trash. So I don't know how else, but they got to re-sign Grubauer too. They
Yep.
got it. He's reliable goaltending.
Brandon Saad is up next. He played great in the playoffs, and he could be, if this team upgrades, that clutch playoff factor heading into next season. So potentially. Pierre-Edouard Belmar, who former Philadelphia Flyer, by the way.
That's what I
Very
wanted to say.
underrated, probably like a third line center. I would expect them to keep him around. Carl Soderberg, who was a pure rental at the deadline, just now signed with Europe a couple days ago. Or
Say goodbye.
so
Goodbye.
he's done. Tyson Jost, Patrick Nemeth, who is key on that blue line. Timmins, and then you got the big guy. We'll have a big discussion about him because Marcus has an orgy over him every time we talk about him. Cale Makar. So what do you think Cale Makar's contract's going to be? I've seen people argue lucrative 10 mil contracts. What do you think?
Wait, how much is he getting paid now? And is he a free agent?
He's on his entry level. He's an RFA.
And he's getting paid how much, you said?
Like 900K, I think.
Okay. All right. Well, if I'm paying a dude who's a Norris nominee, right? And I watch Cale Makar and I look at him and I see Bobby Orr. That's who I see. I see Cale Makar. I'm like, this kid's the next Bobby Orr. Well, I mean, like, you could say Adam Fox is like just as speedy and can get across the ice like that. But I mean, like, I just look at Cale Makar and I only see one player. This kid moves the puck so well. He's so dirty.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a guy break ankles in the NHL. I've never seen a guy like slip someone up from just like making a move. And Cale Makar did that this season against the Minnesota Wild. He's awesome. I would pay him. If we're talking defensemen get paid around like what? If we're a star defenseman, I'd give him like 7 mil, probably. I mean, if he asked for it, if he's a money hog, I'm offering him 7-8 million, probably, because he's gonna be one of the best defensemen in the league when he hits his prime, for sure. You want to keep this guy around. He's gonna be your guy. So
Mm-hmm.
I think with time and age, he's gonna be one of the best of the best. I think so. Like he will be in competition with Adam Fox and Victor Hedman and Quinn Hughes throughout his years, and they will just be battling out. But he will definitely be a top 5 defenseman for the rest of his career, for sure. Saying it now. So, I mean, if he wants the money, pay the kid his money, because I think he deserves it, without a doubt.
When Bobby Orr played, which, by the way, you were graduating elementary school, right?
When Bobby Orr played?
Yeah. Right?
Kid. Bobby Orr played in the 70s.
Yeah. Weren't you graduating elementary school?
I graduated elementary school in 2015.
Oh, my apologies.
My God.
Yeah, back when Bobby Orr played, you noticed the offense. You noticed he could just skate around opponents and stun them. We've seen Makar do that, so absolutely, I agree. He is definitely the next Bobby Orr. More important guys here: Philip Grubauer, Devon Dubnyk, and Jonas Johansson. I think Dubnyk walks. They might want to give Johansson a contract. He was traded from the Buffalo Sabres for a 7th, so I mean, hey. You really wouldn't mind having him, because I think he is an underrated goaltender to back up Grubauer potentially. But what are your thoughts on, the goaltending?
I think the goaltending, you could keep Dubnyk and have like that veteran backup. I mean, especially on a championship team, you kind of want. I mean, you could listen. There are the teams that trend to young goaltending, and then there's the teams that trend to veteran goaltending because they have the experience. Dubnyk doesn't really have that veteran. He doesn't really have those. He's never been there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ask me, who's the other guy you mentioned?
Jonas Johansson. He was traded to the Avalanche by the Sabres in, I think it was March, maybe April.
How old is he?
He's fairly young. He's only
fairly young. In my opinion, I think you always want to have a young kid, and then you want to have like an experienced goaltender, which is what the Predators do, which is what the Islanders do, and it works out well for them. You want to have a veteran who's established himself in the league, and then you want to have a young kid who's trusted, just like the Bruins do, just like any other team. So I mean, if this Johansson kid, can back up Grubauer well, I mean, in general, the Avalanche just can't like choke, and you'll be okay. So I don't see Grubauer getting injured at all. So I mean, if you get the kid in there, kids normally do well in the playoffs from like playoff runs.
So we'll talk about the other guys. We'll just browse through them. You got Kynan, Kiefer Sherwood, Salomaki. I have no idea who these people are.
These are all Avalanche players.
Yeah, they're like death players. O'Brien, Gilbert, Renoff, Burrows, and Werner. So I'm assuming some of those guys may get re-signed, some of them may walk. They already were signing guys, by the way. They signed Jason Magna to a 2-year, $750K two-way deal. Wasn't really a big player on the team this season. Kind of played a couple games, but the obvious people were injured. So, So
Right.
yeah, are we done with the Avalanche? What are your?
Sure, let's move on.
All right. So due to Marcus's computer being a glitch and wanting to be a low battery, we're going to end this podcast off. We're gonna upload this tomorrow, Friday, June 18th, because this is gonna take me a couple hours to edit because this will be long as hell. And then this weekend we'll probably make a podcast. We'll discuss we'll probably discuss the 2 playoff series. Maybe we'll do a mock draft. We got
a mock draft with Nordic And Marc. You know what I'm saying?
You just got done school, right?
Yeah, so I got time.
I'm here next week as well. This coming next week. So if you want to, after this weekend, we can film another episode.
We'll pop episodes left and right.
We got plenty of time. So
sure.
Thank y'all for sticking around till the end. We have no idea how long this is until after we stop recording it. So
we didn't bore them.
Yeah.
We definitely didn't bore them.
Definitely not.
We'll get this mock draft going, baby.
And we'll see you guys in the next podcast. Thanks,
See you guys later.